Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a really unusual source. It's a single narrative called Wormwood and the Great Shaking.
Yeah, it's pretty striking. What gets me is the contrast, the sort of narrative whiplash it gives you.
Exactly. You've got this immense, almost like cosmic scale opening.
Right, this vision. A mysterious black stone moving through space past the outer planets. Jupiter, Saturn.
And then it just parks itself kind of ominously miles above the North Pole, specifically over the American hemisphere, the text says.
And then bang, just like that, we zoom right in. I mean, super tight focus on one suburban street.
It's jarring, isn't it? The source practically screams its thesis at you from the start. Something huge is coming, but everyone's too busy with their own small world.
Yeah, the level of detail on this street is incredible. It's like the author wants to imprint this image of normalcy before the shaking.
We get this very specific setting, don't we? There's a retaining wall, a sidewalk,
And that rusted fire hydrant right in the middle. It's almost like a stage marker.
and the people are painted with such specific details, too. You have the pregnant woman, third house down.
With the long French braids,
The
watering her lawn, totally absorbed in it, making that little rainbow in the mist from the hose.
total mundane focus. And then the elderly woman, Miss Compton, maybe late 60s.
Sounds about right. Sitting on her porch steps, hair still in curlers, and she's snapping fresh snap beans into this big white porcelain bowl.
So domestic. And her twin granddaughters are there, too, around 11.
Yeah, one's playing hopscotch, the other's trying to fix her roller skates, just kids being kids.
Then you shift to the labor side. The mechanic.
Oh yeah, Tim. Balding, kind of heavy-set guy, greasy gray jumpsuit, the works.
And he's lying flat out in this garage packed with, like, automotive ghosts, half-rusted stuff.
Including a 53 Chevy he's working on. And right next to him, a portable radio playing. And importantly, a freshly opened can of beer foaming up.
His little world right there. Then there's another woman, mid-30s maybe.
Braiding her daughter's hair. The daughter's about 12, fidgeting, wincing sometimes. It's such a relatable, everyday moment.
And across the street, you've got the teenager, Alex, 14.
Right, he's tightening bolts on his skateboard. And making these funny kind of mean faces at his little sister. Classic teenage stuff. Everyone's locked in their own little bubble.
So these bubbles of activity, they seem totally separate.
Almost entirely. But there is one figure, creature really, that seems to connect them all.
You mean Fritz the cat?
Exactly. Fritz belongs to the story's most central, yet most marginalized character, Doc.
Right. The blind, homeless guy. Religious eccentric, the text calls him. He lives underground.
Yeah, in this sort of surprisingly cozy cubicle he's made in an old section of the storm drain. You get in through the manhole near that fire hydrant.
His world is completely different, based on touch, faith, blindness.
But Fritz, the cat, he's Doc's eyes on the surface, in a way. And the narrative uses Fritz's journey to give us this tour, showing all the little frictions and sometimes connections between the neighbors.
It's clever. Fritz comes out of the drain, crosses the street.
And the first thing, he jumps up on this tall wooden fence behind the houses, kind of surveying his kingdom.
Then we get that encounter at the big Victorian house.
Oh yeah, the Mastiffs, Romulus and Remus, these two huge black dogs just going ballistic inside.
And the owner, this very old lady, late 80s, snow-white hair in a bun, she just shushes them and glares at Fritz like he's an intruder.
Total get off my lawn vibe, even for a cat. Then Fritz moves on, and there's that really poignant moment at the bedroom window.
The sick man. You see his reflection. Frail, bearded, lying in a hospital bed.
And this woman, mid-40s, slender, she's wiping his face. But the man, he sees Fritz, and he smiles at the cat like a genuine, pleasant connection.
It's touching, but the woman taking care of him...
No time for it. She just shoos Fritz away. Impatient, too focused on the immediate task, the wiping, the care.
Another bubble, so Fritz keeps moving.
He gets playfully sprayed near the feet by the pregnant woman with the hose. Just a light moment.
And then he finds Miss Compton, the grandmother.
And she's kind to him, gives him a little treat from an old paper bag. Real affection there.
But then comes the friction again with the mechanic.
Right. Fritz gets curious about the foaming beer can next to Tim.
Sniffs at it and knocks it over.
Oops. And then the cat actually starts lapping up the spilled beer. Just being a cat,
But Tim doesn't see it that way. He discovers it and just lashes out, swipes at Fritz with an oily rag.
Total overreaction. It's like any disruption to his little zone, the car, the beer is met with anger.
It really highlights the theme, doesn't it?
It does. But Fritz finds some comfort. He goes over to Alex, the teenager.
Yeah, rubs against his back. And Alex actually picks him up, cradles him, plays with him for a bit.
A moment of genuine, gentle connection. Then Fritz just gracefully heads back across the street.
And disappears back down into the storm drain opening. Back to Doc.
And that's the pivot point.
Yep.
Fritz returns, and the focus shifts underground. Doc's on his cot.
Still wearing that long beige trench coat, jeans, combat boots.
And he's reading his Braille Bible. A thick one. Open to the book of Revelation. His fingers are moving it across the page.
And then they stop. He gasps. Adjusts his dark sunglasses, even though he's blind.
And he just announces it. This vision he's having. It's not vague, it's direct.
What does he say exactly?
He says, I can see it's coming, and anything that can be shaken will be shaken. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. The world will rock to and fro like a drunken man. Wormwood, wormwood.
Wormwood. That's a very specific, very loaded word choice. Why do you think the author uses that? It's straight out of Revelation, right?
Absolutely. It anchors this seemingly modern event, this vision of a black stone, directly into ancient prophecy. Doc even explains it.
He does.
Yeah, he clarifies it comes from Revelation, but this star or stone called wormwood, God sending it to punish the earth, smashing into the sea. Using that word elevates it beyond just, an asteroid. It frames it as judgment.
Even if the people upstairs just hear noise, the source is telling us this has biblical weight.
Exactly. And the urgency is palpable. He turns to Alex, who must have come down or been nearby.
And tells him, what?
You've got to tell people. You got to warn them. Tell them there's a great shaking coming. The message has to go from the underground prophet to the surface world via this teenager.
Wow. And then the climax of that scene. Doc doesn't stay underground.
No, he climbs the ladder, comes right up out of the manhole, this figure emerging from the darkness into the street.
Stands right in the middle of the road.
And holds his arms out, straight out, parallel to his shoulders, making the shape of a cross.
Powerful image. And his final words.
He shouts it out. Get ready for the day of judgment. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
So this bomb drops, metaphorically speaking, right in the middle of this very mundane street.
Yeah.
How do they react? The people focused on, their hair, their beans, their Chevy.
Well, the reactions are pretty much what you would expect, sadly. Immediate dismissal, mostly.
What about Alex? Doc gave him the message.
Alex is confused. He runs over, but his first thought is practical, maybe protective of Doc. He asks, prepare for what? An earthquake. He's trying to fit it into a known category, something physical, manageable.
He can't quite grasp the scale, and the source says he's upset this is the first time he couldn't help Doc.
Yeah, there's loyalty there, but he's out of his depth. And the others. His mother and sister Noreen.
They're just sort of frozen. The text says curious bewilderment, but Noreen quickly lands on a diagnosis.
Let me guess.
Yep. Looks like your man Doc finally went off the deep end. And she even suggests they'll come and take him away. Concern for social order over the message itself.
Classic. And the mechanic, Tim.
Oh, Tim barely registers it. Doesn't even get out from under the car properly. Just mutters, Revelations. Just more of that old Bible talk.
And slides right back under, prioritizing the car. Unbelievable.
Literally burying his head in the sand, or under the chassis anyway. What about the sick man?
He hears it, or hears the ranting. And his takeaway, the rantings of a madman. And that view gets kind of brutally confirmed when the woman caring for him just slams the window shut, angry, blocking it out.
So everyone with literal sight seems to agree Doc's crazy, even the kids.
The twin girls say, he sounded kind of crazy and scared me. So the consensus is overwhelming. Dismiss the messenger.
But Alex pushes back, doesn't he?
He does. Fiercely. He defends Doc, says Doc ain't crazy. Then he searches for the words. He just sees things that people with eyes can't see or won't see.
That's a key line.
It is. And he lands on it. Doc's not crazy. He's got inner vision.
He reframes the blindness as a form of sight, a sight beyond the physical.
So it's madness versus inner vision. But then the narrative throws a curveball.
It does, with Miss Compton, the grandmother.
Who initially just frowned, disapproved silently.
Right. But then she calls Alex over, quietly. And she says something that completely shifts the dynamic.
What did she say? She admits she's been feeling it too. And then crucially, Doc's not crazy. Something is coming, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen soon.
Wow. So confirmation from the most traditional figure on the block.
Exactly. And she grabs Alex's hand, like urgently needing more information. It fractures the easy dismissal. It's not just Doc now. There's a shared premonition recognized by the grandmother.
So this deep dive, it's really tracked this path from the cosmic down to the hyperlocal and then back out to this potentially apocalyptic warning, all linked by Doc's vision and Fritz's little journey.
Yeah, and the community's understanding or knowledge of what's happening is completely fractured. It gets reduced to maybe just wormwood and a great shaking, but the meaning is debated, dismissed, or felt.
The source ends right there, doesn't it? With this debate hanging in the air, is Doc suffering from, shell shock, as some might say, or does he possess inner vision?
Precisely. And it leaves you, the reader, with this really provocative thought. Doc's vision wasn't vague. It was incredibly specific. The black stone, its position, the link to the Braille Bible passage.
So was his blindness, his detachment from the everyday visual distractions, the lawn, the beans, the car parts, was that actually necessary?
Was it a prerequisite, perhaps, for seeing this larger, terrifying truth that everyone else caught up in their immediate, tangible world was simply too busy to, sighted maybe,
Hmm.
to perceive?
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In our own world with so many distractions, what colossal things might we be missing because we're too focused on the small stuff right in front of us?